Messages that are so sweet and so endearing. And you are nice people, and nice people like sweet and endearing. But the telephone is full and I can't take any more messages. So let's try to give this a try. This is New Year's Eve. Well, it's the mistaken calendar New Year's Eve. New Year's Eve was actually December 20th, a Friday night. And New Year's Day was actually Saturday the 21st of December. And the new year actually started December 21st at 11:19 p.m. To God be the glory. Hey Google, to the person I like, hey Google, call voicemail.
Calling.
Well, thank you, Google. I'm so glad you're going to be with us today. You are very important. Olympus is recording as a standby. Now, if Google will just cooperate. Doesn't it say call voicemail? Isn't that what that says? Nope. Okay. Hey Google, call voicemail.
Calling.
Yes, thanks.
Please enter your password, then press pound. Please enter your password, then press pound.
You have.
I'm sorry. This number. You have 16 saved voice messages. To listen to your messages, press 1. To send a message, press 2. First saved voice message. Sent Saturday, November 23rd at 2:56 p.m. from 91760031006. Duration 2 minutes 21 seconds.
My dear Glendora, I am just reading and watching of your video that you just put out.
Lilly.
Hearing about Gregory's death on November 5th. My dear goodness. Glendora, he was 57 years old. My goodness. Someone left something on your comments. I'm going to read it to you. Dear Glendora, dear Lady Glendora, we are so deeply sorry to hear this shocking news. Gregory has been a part of Chat with Glendora for over a decade. Sincere condolences to his beloved family as well as to you. May he finally be done with suffering and can now rest in Now to you, dear Glendora, you could never leave us. You are forever embedded in our hearts, minds, and souls. Find some rest if you may, but God is not finished with you with your amazing gifts that you so generously and selflessly have given to the world. Please let your devout fans know how you're doing. We thank you with our heartfelt gratitude for all you've done and given us over the many, many years. Please keep us in touch. Be well. Take care. Take good care. And God bless you. Sweet dear Glendora. Love always. I don't know who that might be, Glendora. But
Might be you.
as well.
Rita
Actually,
Lilly,
truthfully and honestly, I
Brooklyn,
wrote that.
New York.
I love you, dear Glendora. Stay well, God bless. And get rest if you may. This is a very sad time for you, I know. And for me too. Watched you and Gregory so many, 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 many times. Okay, God bless, and we'll be in touch. Love you. Bye-bye.
Grace and peace unto you, dear friend.
End of message.
Now,
To erase this message, press 7. To send a reply message, press 8. To save it, press 9. To hear more options, press message erased.
there.
Next message. Sent Monday, November 25th at 10:10 a.m. from 20240027663. Duration 30 seconds.
Hey, Glendora, this is Julia calling from DCTV. Many apologies. I received a voicemail from you a little while ago, and I must have overlooked it recently. So if you could just give me a call back. My number is 202-400-2763. I'd love to help you get back into some of your programs. Okay, thanks.
Julie,
End of message.
DCTV, public access in the District of Columbia, wanting to help us get our program on DCTV, following their very precise
To erase
system.
this message, press 7. To send a reply
So,
message, press 8.
We
To save
look
it,
forward to
press 9.
talking to her,
To hear more
won't
options, press 0.
we? Now we're going to erase it. We kept it for a long time until you heard it.
Message erased. Next message. Sent Tuesday, December 10th at 6:54 p.m. from 7077.
This is Amy's Kitchen,
7
Vegan Foods
9.
in
Duration
California.
51 seconds.
Hi, this is Amy's Kitchen, returning your call from earlier today. I'm sorry we missed you. Please do give us a call back here at 707-781-7535 or 800-643-05.
We made a note of that number.
Remember, you're also welcome to send us an email, contacting us at amys.com. If that's easier, we are on West Coast time here, so our phones are open.
We're on
from
West Coast
9
time.
p.m. So, you can
Petaluma,
call during that time
California.
if you can. Either at 707-781-7535 or 800-643-0570, or you can send us text if you prefer. Contact us at amys.com.
I've been weeks trying to return that call.
End of message. To erase this message, press 7. To send a reply message, message erased. Next message. Sent Wednesday, December 11th at 11:39 a.m. from
Mary.
duration 24.
Mary is my sponsor, I believe, in Hartford.
Well, Glendora, it
Connecticut.
is Wednesday at about 11:38. It's a funny Wednesday. I am trying to call you back. It seems like we're playing phone tag, but that's all right.
What a precious person.
I had a little while at the office, so I was able to give you a call. I will try again later. Okay? Bye. Have a great day.
Thanks, dear Mary, sponsor in
End of
Hartford.
message. To erase this message, press 7. To send a reply message, press 8.
I can barely see
Message
this.
erased. Next message.
And if you
Sent
erase one,
Tuesday, December 17th at 4:53 p.m. from 20343970666. Duration 37 seconds.
Hello, Glendora. This is David Smith calling from Cheshire, Connecticut, and Cox Communications Public Access. The reason I'm calling is because of the little issue you have with a sponsor. I may have found the sponsor for you here in Cheshire. Please send me an email. I'm sure you have it. It's david.smith. No, maybe it's david.smith3@cox.com, but I'm sure you have it. Anyway, he knows who you are. So send me an email and I'll put you guys together. Bye-bye.
there is an angel.
End of message.
There is an
To
angel.
erase this message, press 7. To send a reply message, press 8. To save it, press 9. To hear more, message erased. Next message.
David Smith, an angel.
Monday, December 23rd at 2:38 p.m. from 203228157. Duration 23 seconds.
Hi, Glendora. This is Grady Hearn. I'm from Cheshire, Connecticut. I've talked to David at PA15 Public Access, and he said that you're looking for a sponsor for your show. I'd be happy to sponsor your show if you're looking for one still. Please just give me a call back at this number, 203-228-1573. Thanks.
End of message. To erase this message, press 7. To send a reply message, press 8. To save it, press 9. To hear message erased. Next message. Sent Tuesday, December 24th at 2:51 p.m. from 50339999835. Duration 30 seconds.
Salem,
Hi,
Oregon.
Glendora. This is your friend Paul from Salem, Oregon. I'm calling to wish you a Merry Christmas. And in regard to the holidays,
Since he was
those who
7 years
don't
old.
like Christmas and don't want to go out for a Christmas dinner, they often settle for a hamburger and with fries. So anyway, I'll talk to you later. Bye now.
Dear boy, Paul. Since he was 7 years old, he watched the SS Glendora from Scotia, New York.
Message erased. Next message. Sent Wednesday, December 25th at 10:52 a.m. from
Bruce Bergman.
Bruce Bergman,
duration 18 seconds.
Sarcoville, New York.
Glendora, I haven't heard from you in a long time. This
Because
is
you haven't
Bruce
returned
Bergman.
my calls.
I wanted to wish you and Franklin the anniversary and a Merry Christmas. God be with you until we meet again. Take care.
65th wedding anniversary, Bruce. Good going that you
To erase this
remembered.
message, press 7. To send a reply message, press 8. To save it, press 9. To hear more options, press 0. Message erased. Next message. Sent Wednesday, December 25th at 12:13 p.m. from
Mary.
Mary
duration
again,
23
from Hartford,
seconds.
my sponsor.
Hello, Glendora. Seems we just keep playing phone tag, but I just wanted to call you and wish you a Merry Christmas and a happy 2020, and hopefully we will connect soon. All right, have a wonderful day, and I will talk to you soon, I hope. Okay, bye.
End of message. To erase this message, press 7. Message erased. Next message.
I saved all these for you.
Wednesday, December 25th at 9:20 p.m. from 5186.
Was that December 25th, Christmas?
8616. Duration 39 seconds.
Hi, Glendora. It's Leaf again.
Leaf cat.
Merry Christmas. Santa Claus brought me 2 toys today. A mouse and a chipmunk with catnip in it. As far as the knife, it's a nice toy, but, I really prefer the real deal. We don't get those here like we did in Nassau. Mommy likes that a lot. And
They moved from
we
Nassau to
had a
Valencia.
nice day today. I hope you did too. Merry Christmas. Bye.
No mice
End of message.
and
To
no
erase this message, press
chipmunks.
7. To send a reply
I love
message,
them
press 8.
as much as I
To
love
save it,
you.
press 9. To hear more options, press 0. Message erased. Next message.
I think we're doing it,
Thursday,
folks.
December 26th at 4:15 p.m. from 5187.
Trying to clear it so people can leave messages again.
6. Duration 31 seconds.
Hi, Glendora. Just giving you a call. Today is Thursday.
Barbara W.
It is it's late in the afternoon.
A dear
Anyway, I
soul.
hope you had a good day. And maybe someday next week I'll be able to come over.
She
I can't
comes and
promise
reads
right
to
now
me
because I don't know what the schedule's going to be. All
and
right.
answers the mail.
But, all right, I'll talk to you sometime early next week. Thanks, Glendora. Bye-bye.
A dear soul.
End of message. To erase this message, press 7. To send a reply message, press 8. To save it, press 9. To hear more options, press 0.
I can't see it, Google.
To erase this message, press 7. To send a reply message, press 8. To send it, press 9. To hear more options, press... Message erased.
Ah,
Next message. Sent Thursday, December 26th at 5:47 p.m. from 20392591161. Duration 32 seconds.
Hello, this is Lilly Bell calling for Glendora. It's about 5:45
Leo LaBelle.
East Coast time on the day after Christmas.
Shelton, Connecticut.
I tried calling you last night and wasn't able to reach you, and obviously you still are away from your phone. I will try you again sometime tomorrow. I'm not sure when, but I would like the opportunity to touch base with you if you're around. Thanks. Talk to you then. Bye-bye.
11 years old. A boy on the SS Glendora, Manchester, Vermont,
To send a
1954.
reply message, press 8. To save it,
What?
press 9.
Yes,
To hear more options, press 0.
1954.
Message erased.
Ah,
Next message. Sent Friday, December 27th at 2:07 p.m. from 20392591161. Duration 1 minute, 3 seconds.
Good afternoon. This is Leo Bell calling at about 5 minutes after 2 on Friday the 27th
11 years
of
old.
December.
1954.
And, Glendora, this message is for you. I have tried to get you several times on the phone. I have not been able to call me. And my telephone number at home is as follows. Area code 203-925-9161. That's 203-925-9161. I will try calling you again later and see if I can hook up with you then. My other calls have been in the early evening and don't seem to have been successful, so I thought I'd try the mid-afternoon. Anyways, I will try you later today, and hopefully we can talk for a little bit.
11 years
Have a
old,
great day. Bye-bye.
Manchester, New Hampshire, the SS Glendora. And this boy was on the show, and he's remembering it 70 years later.
To save it, press 9. To hear more options, press 0. Message Christmas at 4:15 p.m. from 20322281573. Duration 42 seconds.
Hi, Glendora. This is Grady calling again.
The new
got
sponsor.
your voicemail. Somehow I keep missing your calls, so I apologize for that.
Meriden, Connecticut,
But,
Cheshire.
Again, I'd love to be a sponsor of the show. Please just give me a call back. You can send me an email as well. It's Grady Hearn, that's GradyHearn @gmail.com.
You better
And,
save this one.
If I don't hear from you, I'll talk to David and see if I can get your email from her. But again, I hope to talk to you very soon. I'm a huge fan, and
Huge
yeah, I'd
fan.
love to be your sponsor. Okay, bye.
Why, Grady?
End of message. To erase this message, to save it, press 9. To hear more options, press 0. Message saved.
Message
Next
saved.
message. Sent Saturday, December 28th at 10:21 a.m. from 51876635223. Duration 17 seconds.
Glendora, this is Jenny. Reason I haven't been to see you, I've been sick with a cold, and we have a death in the family. But give me a call.
End of message. To erase this message, press 7. Message erased. Next message. Sent Sunday, December 29th at 2:33 p.m.
That was yesterday.
From
No, day before.
2:0392591661. Duration 2 minutes 39 seconds.
Hello, this is Leo LaBelle calling for Glendora. It's Sunday afternoon on the 29th, and it's about 2:30 in the afternoon.
11 years
I've tried
old.
several times to reach you, Glendora. I'm sure I'd like an opportunity to speak with you, but you can give me a call too if it's
1954.
more convenient for your time and stuff. My number here at home is
Manchester, New Hampshire.
925-9161.
A regular on the SS Glendora TV show.
925-9161.
65 years
I
ago.
would like to chat with you about how we
And the
were
flame
on the
still
WMUR
burns.
TV SS Glendora show back in the early 50s when my best friend Roland Bilodeau and I were semi-regulars, and we learned an awful lot, and you were very helpful in the interest of electronics and TV and radio that we were into at that time. I also recall that he and I, when we were taking accordion lessons, went down to WBZ-TV in Boston, where you had moved on to, and we appeared one morning performing on the accordion a rendition of Blow the Man Down.
It was a nautical show.
I also, I believe, have a copy of the TV guide that you appeared in back in those days when you were in Boston. So I'd like to talk to you about those kinds of things and see what kind of viewpoint that you have about those days.
Glory.
And
Glory.
I also thank my daughter for calling you and locating you and trying to get some pictures or autographs or posters from those days that she wanted to give me as a Christmas present this year.
And we missed, but we got it out
Hopefully
to him eventually.
talking with you soon. Again, the number here
Daughter's
is
Christine.
203.
And where did she get the idea? Where did she all of a sudden get the idea to get a picture 65 years ago of her daddy when he was 11 years old on the SS Glendora, steamship Glendora?
Talk to you later. I hope you have a good weekend. Bye-bye.
I've invited them over. I
End
hope
of
you meet them.
message. To erase this message, press 7. To send a reply message, press 8. To save it, press 9. To hear more options, press 0. To listen to your messages, press 1. To send a message, press 2. You have pressed an incorrect key. To list personal options. To change administrative options,
I
press
can't
2.
see him.
To record greetings, press 3. For page and notification settings, press 4. To exit, press star.
Oh, come on, Google. Don't do that.
Greetings. To change your personal greeting, to select a standard greeting with your telephone number, press 1. To select a standard greeting with your name, press 2. Personal greeting, press 3. You have pressed an incorrect key. Your greeting has been recorded as,
Grandma, are you sure this food is healthy? It tastes good.
at the tone, record your greeting. At the end of your greeting, press pound.
Hi, folks. It's New Year's Eve. Well, it's New Year's Eve incorrectly. Last December 21st, really. Last December 20th was New Year's Eve, when the Earth finished its trip around the sun, and with continuity, without even stopping, started the next trip. But anyway, here is a joke. A man wanted to join Paranoids Anonymous, but they wouldn't tell him where they held the meetings.
If you are satisfied with your greeting, press pound. If you would like, your greeting has been recorded as,
Hi folks, it's New Year's Eve. Well, it's New Year's Eve incorrectly. Last December 21st, really.
Okay, that's too bad. How many messages did we miss? We've got to just go back and do them. I've been waiting to play these for you, to clear the phone. Call, voicemail.
calling.
You've done very well, Google. It's not easy.
Please enter your password, then press pound.
You have.
You have 2 saved voice messages. To
Just
listen to
two.
your messages, press 1. To send a message, press 2. To change personal options. To change administrative options, press 2. To record greetings, press 3. For pager notification settings, press 4. Your pager number is not defined. Please call customer care for assistance. Personal options. To change administrative options, press 2. To record greetings, press 3. For pager notification settings, press 4. To exit, press star.
Turn.
To listen to your messages, press 1. To send a message. First saved voice message. Sent Friday, December 27th at 4:15 p.m. from 20322811573. Duration 42 seconds.
Hi, Glendora. This is Grady calling again. I have gotten your voicemail. Somehow I keep missing your calls, so I'm
New
just
sponsor.
apologize for that.
Cheshire,
But,
Connecticut.
Again, I'd love to be a sponsor of the show. Please just give me a call back. You can send me an email as well. It's Grady Hearn. That's GradyHearn @gmail.com. And if I don't hear from you, I'll talk to David and see if I can get your email from her. But again, I hope to talk to you very soon. I'm a huge fan, and yeah, I'd love to be your sponsor. Okay, bye.
Thank you, Grady, for the new friendship. A new friendship.
To send a reply message, press 8. To save it, press 9. To hear more options, press 0. Message saved. Next message. Sent Sunday, December 29th at 2:33 p.m. from 203-9259161.
203 is Connecticut.
2 minutes, 39 seconds.
Hello, this is Leo LaBelle calling for Glendora. It's Sunday afternoon on the 29th, and it's about 2:30 in the afternoon. I've tried several times to reach you, Glendora. I wish I'd like an opportunity to speak with you, but you can give me a call too if it's more convenient.
The flame burns
My
after
number
65
here
years.
is area code 203-925.
He watched the SS Glendora when he was 11 years old.
925-9161.
What is he, be 76 now, huh? Yeah, that's about the age.
We were on the WMUR-TV SS Glendora show back in the early 50s when my best friend Roland Bilodeau and I
He died
were
last year.
semi-regulars, and we learned an awful lot, and you were very helpful in the interest of electronics and TV and radio that we were into at that time. I also recall that he and I, when we were taking accordion lessons, went down to WBC-TV in Boston, where you had moved on to, and we appeared one morning performing on the accordion a rendition of Blow the Man Down. I also, I believe, have a copy of the TV guide that you appeared in back in those days when you were in Boston. So I'd love to talk to you about those kinds of things and see what kind of viewpoint that you have about those days.
Happiness,
I also
supreme.
thank my daughter for calling you and locating you and trying to get some pictures or autographs or posters from those days that she wanted to give me as a Christmas present this year.
What put you up to that, Christine?
I do look forward to hopefully talking with you soon. Again, the number here is 203-925-9161. And again, the name is Leo, L-E-O, and the last name is LaBelle, L-E-B.
I touched it by mistake. Capital B-E-L. Okay, Google, I'm sorry. Hey, Google, call voicemail.
Calling.
I'm sorry, Google. I'll get this cleaned up. I think there's just one to go, folks. I think I messed it up, folks.
Please enter your password. Then
There we
press
go.
pound. You have 2 saved voice messages. To
We're down to
listen
2.
messages, press 1.
From 20.
To send a message, press 2. To change your personal options, press personal options. To change administrative options, press 2. To record greetings, press 3. For pager notification settings, press 4. To exit, press star. To listen to your messages, press 1. First saved voice message. Sent Friday, December 27th at 4, 15. 0, 3, 2, 8, 1, 5, 7, 3. Duration 42 seconds.
Hi, Glendora. This is Grady calling again. I have to voicemail. Don't know if I apologize.
Woo! That threw you all off. Okay, so there's just one more. When will I get that one to you? Okay, I have to make an announcement. And it will take me a while to find it. But I have to make the announcement. Let's give you a rest, Google. You've worked very hard. And you did good work. Now, see if I can get this straight. I'm supposed to say, the views, all right, let's do it right. 5, 4, 3, 2. The views and opinions expressed on this program do not reflect those of the staff of Community TV, Staten Island. It's something like that. I think I'm going to take the time to do it. And then when I edit this program, then I can just cut out the place where you waited for it so long. Yeah, that's the thing to do, because it's quite a job to set it all up again. Jesus calls us for the tumult of life's wild and restless sea. Day by day, its sweetly sound, saying, Christian, call me. We got calls from all over. There was one call, 2 or 3 calls in here I raised before. I should have played them for you. But one was from Ed Henry, way out in California. He was my boyfriend in my freshman year of college. He wanted to get married. Glendora did not at 23. Glendora did not want to get married. But after all these years, 70 years, he calls me on the telephone to wish me a Merry Christmas. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And Glendora, you should avoid I, me, my, mine, and just speak in first person plural. Think folder 3. Think folder 4. Pick the lucky number. Okay, Sandy. That's our friend Sandy. She's come to do the mail for us. Come in, Sandy! He called to say she overslept. Vacation time. She's a teacher. So grace and peace unto you. We will be back and try to get these messages to you that have lingered so long. Jesus calls us for tomorrow. All life's wild and restless sea. Day by day, his sweet voice soundeth, saying, Christian, follow me. Good morning, folks. Happy New Year. Happy New Year by the mistaken calendar. This is January 1st, and New Year starts on December 21st. The Romans had the calendar pretty far off, but you have to give them credit that they got as close as they did. They were so far off on the calendar that they took a month off. They had a month when there wasn't any calendar at all to try to catch up. It was, and then Pope Gregory, give him credit. He worked very hard on getting the calendar off, and it still misses the point by what? How many days? 2, 3, 4 days? First of all, the sun doesn't go, the earth doesn't go around the sun in 24 hours. It's 23 hours and something and something. And so that the winter solstice is the point at which the sun completes its trip, the earth completes its trip around the sun. How do we know that's right? Well, we know it's right because it seems to stand still on the 21st, the 22nd, and the 23rd. But it doesn't really. It's just gone as far as it's going to go. And then it's going to start again. But this is all continuous. It doesn't stop and start. It's all continuous. So we had our New Year's celebration we had New Year's Eve on December 20th. And on December 21st, on a Saturday this year, at 11:19 p.m., the new year started. So you have to be all packed and ready to go because it doesn't stop. You have to grab it like a streetcar. You have to grab it while it's running. So here it is, January 1st. And do you have any resolutions? I have resolutions. The same ones I had for 2019, 18, 17, and 16. This year, maybe, they will be consummated. What are they, Glendora? Saintly eating. What is that? Hot cereal in the morning, like malto meal, with soy milk and sugar, and Triscuits, which are 3 ingredients, water, wheat, and salt. The less ingredients, the better it is for you. And fruit juice, either grape juice or tomato juice or apple juice or grapefruit juice or orange juice. And then fresh fruit, grapes, bananas, apples, oranges or clementines. A nut fruit shake, which is cashews, oats, a couple of bananas, and pineapple juice. Peanut butter sandwiches on Ezekiel bread or something like it, although Ezekiel bread is $6 a loaf. Isn't that absurd? And a potato or rice with a green vegetable, peas or green beans or broccoli or something, and maybe a meat substitute like Gardine's totally vegan meat substitutes. They have chicken and all vegetarian, all vegan pork and sweet and sour and all kinds of things that are very expensive. That's saintly eating. No candy, no desserts, no dairy products. That bread is practically fully all grain. So how many resolutions is that? Oh, and the third one is if you get angry, don't say anything. Whatever you do, don't say anything. If you get angry, don't say anything. It's going to well up inside of you. You can't help that. It's a reflex. But don't say anything. And the next thing is keep your hands away from your face, unless you are in the bathroom, where you can wash your hands and wash your face. Keep your hands away from your face. Hey Google, call voicemail, please.
Calling.
Oh Google, thank you for being here. I don't think we could get along without you. Google called Glendora the favorite person she knows.
Please enter your password, then press pound. You have 2 saved voice messages. To listen to your messages, press 1. To send a message, press 2. To change your personal options, press 4. To disconnect, press the first saved voice message. Sent Thursday, December 26th at 5:29 p.m. from
George Herford Sr.
duration 43 seconds.
Glendora, this is George. It's 2:30 in my time. If you
Portland,
give me a call
Oregon.
back, I'd appreciate it. I've gone through your 25 jokes.
You sure?
24 jokes.
25, George?
And I also got some other
I counted
information.
as
So if you give me
13.
a call back, that would be wonderful. Thank you. Current time again, approximately 2:30 Portland, Oregon time. And I know we said 5 o'clock, so that's okay, but I'm ready to talk now. I think I understand why you were doing the segment you were. I hadn't connected up with you completely yet. So anyway, give me a call back.
End of message.
Indebted to you, George
To send a
Durnford.
message, press 7. To send a reply message, press 8. To save it, press 9. To listen to your messages, press 1. To send a message, press 2. To change your personal options, press 4. To disconnect, press star. First saved voice message. Sent Thursday, December 26th at 5:29 p.m. from
George Herford Sr.
duration 43 seconds.
No, I mean to erase that.
Message erased.
Okay.
Next message. Sent yesterday, Tuesday, December 31st at 2:40 p.m. from
Connie Terwilliger.
5
Her mother was Gloria Pasquini,
0.
a high school friend of mine.
4 seconds. Glendora, I'm getting back to you. I've taken care of contacting Bill. We just had a nice chat.
Time
He
Warner,
needs to send me new
San
forms to
Diego.
fill out. No big deal. So he's sending them to me, and I will get that taken care of so you can remain on the air. He is retiring in about
April.
4 months, and they're shutting down the studio, and they're going to be broadcasting stuff remotely. So we'll have to have a new person, a new contact eventually, I suppose. He'll get me that, I'm sure. But anyway, Happy New Year. All is well. I have a slight cold at the moment, but other than that, I'm doing very well, and hope to hear. You sound fabulous, so that's really good, and I hope to hear your happy, smiley voice again sometime soon. So enjoy the new year, and together we will move forward. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
Okay.
End of message. To erase this message, press
So
7.
you have a
To
record
send
of it,
reply
and the
message,
Olympus
press
has a
8.
record of
To
it.
save it, press 9.
So we can
To
erase
hear more
it.
options, press 0. Message erased. End of messages. To listen to your messages, press 1. To send a message, press 2. To check personal options. To change administrative options, press 2. To record greetings, press 3. For pager notification, greetings. To change your personal greeting, press 1. To select a standard greeting with your telephone number, press 1. To select a standard greeting with your name, press 2. Personal greeting, press 3. Your greeting has been recorded as... Hi everybody, it's Glendora. A man said there's nothing I wouldn't do for my brother, and there's nothing my brother wouldn't do for me. So we go through life doing nothing for each other. If you are satisfied with your greeting, press pound. If you would like to re-record your greeting, press star. To replay your greeting, press 1. If you are satisfied with your greeting, press pound. If you would like to re-record your greeting, press star. To replay your... At the tone, record your greeting. At the end of your greeting, press pound.
Hi there, everybody. It's Glendora, and it's on New Year's Day. A man wanted to join Paranoids Anonymous, but they wouldn't tell him where they held the meetings.
If you are satisfied with your greeting, press pound. If you would like to re-record your greeting, press star. To replay your greeting has been recorded as... Hi there, everybody. It's Glendora, and it's on New Year's Day. A man wanted to join...
There. It's done. I should go back to recording the in-calls. They are very, very interesting. What do you think? I stopped sharing them with you a couple of years ago. But up until then, I used to share them with you because they were so interesting. For instance, Connie Terwilliger is a voiceover talent in San Diego, and she does voiceover commercials. She has such a good voice, and she can play all different parts with her voice. I respect that so much, folks, how she can do that. So she is the daughter of Gloria Pasquini, who was a classmate of mine at Classical High School in the year 1946 in Springfield, Massachusetts. What century was that? It was the 20th century. So that was one thing, was to make sure you got a copy of the voices. We are listening to the journal of the year 2018. The journal is on SD card, and it is on a just a second, folks. JVC, Japan Victor, a Vario camcorder. It's a very efficient way to keep a journal. It's much better than writing it in a book. It has sound, and it has picture, and it has emotion, and it has inflection. And so we are up as far as September the 7th, 2018, and at around the end of 2018 we switched to this.
Here's a Wikipedia result.
Oh, hi Google. I didn't ask for Wikipedia, but thanks. Glad to have you around, Google. We switched to this, the Olympus audio recorder. 1,500 minutes. No, 1,500 hours. 1,500 hours. And it's all self-contained. There are no microcassettes to put into it. There are no SD cards to put into it. It's all right there. The only thing you have to put into it is the batteries. And you can take this and take a plug out of here and plug it into your computer and put it on your hard drive. And then fill it up again and put it on your hard drive on your computer if you want. But the advantage is that this is so portable. You can take it to bed with you at night. That we will do in the year 2020, which starts today. My eyesight should be a whole lot better this year, don't you think, folks? It should be 2020. Now, I have to go through this file. It's Think folder number 3. And find that disclaimer for Portland, Oregon. No, for Staten Island. They really mustn't tell a public access producer, you have to put this on your program, because that's forbidden editorial control. If they want a disclaimer, let them put it on the TV station itself before the program goes onto the TV, the way Cablevision does, for instance. Okay, Esther Raphael Sunday called Spectrum. She got Spectrum cable TV for $14 a month. But she says now they don't do it anymore. But she wants to explore it for Glenn. Glenn is paying $84 a month just for the internet and $22 a month for telephone. That's pretty good for telephone, don't you? That beats Straight Talk, which would be about $50. To God be the glory, great things he hath done. This magnifier is such a boon. Without it, I couldn't see anything at all. Estimate YouTube. I think YouTube has had, I would say 87,000 views. And I would say that Facebook had something like 250,000 views. And Twitter has had about 270,000 views. Views of what, Glendora? Views of a chat with Glendora. People viewing a chat with Glendora. We need a voice reader. Somebody who will read the screens orally to Glendora. We have a little one now, a gizmo by you, Google, but we need a better one. Even Google itself says it is not that good. A natural reader, a voice reader, voice aloud, Breathe on us, breath of God, fill us with life anew. Here's a Walmart number. Is it like a password number? 46538. Somebody please go to walmart.com for me and order 2 SD cards, $128 gig, and order 2 more Olympus audio recorders. See what a think folder is? Do you have to have one? Sure you do. Stuff you have to think about getting done. Is the joy in getting it done, or is the joy in doing it? Is the joy in doing it, or is the joy in getting it done? Missing $400. It must be a mistake of Glendora's. But Wayne Collins in Pittsfield, who was kind enough to keep the books for me and write down everything that's spent by column in like groceries, like technical equipment, like non-employee compensation, he said that the bank was missing $400. And I certainly felt it when I went in, expected $800 in the bank, and there was only $80. So that's never been resolved since September and November. So those are things to think about. However, don't lose your peace over it. Here's some more bank work. Banks who don't give you any money, any interest. How did banks ever get away with it? But they did. The state government and the U.S. government never did a thing about it. We used to get $350 a month in interest. Now we get 0.00001 cent. What are you looking for, Glendora? The disclaimer from Staten Island. Here's Bergen and Wolf's vegan menu, all those delicious sandwiches. I said to the TV stations, we're on the Glendora Public Access Television Network, consists of 74 TV stations from Boston to San Diego. You just heard from San Diego, remember? I said to them, Glendora can no longer see to read to write. And she certainly can't see the computer. So, would you go back to taking her program by DVD disc rather than by computer? And except for the one that Robert Jackson does for Glendora by computer, they all said yes, except Queens, which says SD card, and Bethlehem, right outside of Albany, New York, which says SD card. Now I'm going to give you $10,000. Here you are. Now what are you going to do with that? Call me up and tell me what you're going to do with it. What would you do with $10,000, Glendora? Well, of course, it would be used exclusively for the animals. But how? You know, you're the vegan TV commercials to help the animals on the 6:30 p.m. news on broadcast TV. That is consummated. It was done for 2018, 2019, 2020, 2021. That's done. So you wouldn't put any more money into that. Where would you put it? Well, that's creative. Sit down and think about it. You know, I read a book on audio, I heard an audio book, and it was about making things, and the author's name was John Savage, and he said that we always should be busy making something, you know, either with a hammer or a nail or up here or with words or whatever. We should be busy with a hammer and a nail making something all the time, and that we should have an obsession about it. Keep at it and keep at it and keep at it. So with that $10,000, we have to make something. What would you make with it? To move the universe forward. See how that winds into helping others? Helping others and working together. You see how that all winds in together? Moving the universe forward, keeping the universe going and glowing. What do you like about Glendora? What does Glendora like about you? That's nice to have that exchange with a friend. What do you like about me? No. What do you like about us? Forget that me. Remember, we're not going to use me, I, my, mine. We're going to use we. What do you like about us? So we're going through Think folder number 3, and we're looking for that's Sarah's to-do list. She's the successor trustee of the Glendora Franklin Museum for the Preservation of the Pro Se Public Access Newspaper Record. And this is what she's to do the next time she comes. We have to sweep the bow floor inside, put a tablecloth on the very expensive knotty cypress knee-hole desk, and then put 2 broken down magnifiers, electronic magnifiers on it. Here is Reignite, the Roman Catholic diocese here in Albany wants to reignite their church physically, spiritually, and helping others. Victoria Carezzi, please get in touch with Glendora. She never answers the phone. And that's typical of her generation. That's a bad generation. It's a bad thing you do in this generation. You do not return telephone calls. Here is Glendora's new password, which Chapin changes every day. And then she says, you don't remember your password. How can I remember my password when she changes it every day? What are those passwords for anyhow? What good do they do the world? What is this one, folks? JVC, Japan Victor. You know how Japan Victor started? Well, after World War II, the industry in Japan was crushed. And so American companies went over to Japan and helped them rebuild. So RCA Victor went over and helped them reveal that electronic company, which makes those beautiful cameras. And that's how it's become Japan Victor. WHCI. Well, this will be terrible if it isn't here. What are you looking for? The disclaimer. What do you think it says? I think it says the views and opinions expressed on this program do not reflect those of the management and staff of Staten Island Community TV. And then at the end they want copyrighted, and it isn't. Here's Gizmo. Gizmo. Screen. Oh, save that out. That's Google's. Here's some jokes that should be put away into the joke collection. Well. Oh, this is a disappointment. But don't let it upset your peace. And if it isn't here, where is it? Well, that's going to take time to find it. I think, let's take a chance. Let's take a chance. Remember, keep your hands away from your face. You can use a hanky unless you're in the bathroom where you can wash everything. 5, 4, 3, 2. The views and opinions expressed on this program do not reflect those of the management nor staff of Staten Island Community TV. Five, 4, 3, 2. This program was produced using the facilities of Staten Island Community TV. Copyright 2020. Do you think we got it? We'll have to take a chance on it. That's as I remember it. The views and opinions expressed on this program do not reflect those of the management nor the staff of Staten Island Community TV. I'm pretty sure that's right. This program was produced using the facilities of Staten Island Community TV. Copyright 2020. Well, I didn't copyright it. And I didn't use their facilities. I sent it to them already produced. All they had to do was play it. I told them that. They said, no, go ahead and do it. So, it's there. Was there anything else to tell you? You are up to date on Leo LaBelle. In 1954, an 11-year-old boy, Leo LaBelle, and his friend, Roland Bilodeau, were helpers to the SS Glendora, which was running 45 minutes a day, Monday through Friday, on WMUR-TV Channel 9, Manchester, New Hampshire, 40 miles north of Boston. During the month of November, Glendora received a request from Christine LaBelle, the daughter of Leo LaBelle, 11-year-old, now grown up and everything, to send her an autographed picture of Glendora and of the show and of Leo. Well, the eyesight had a lot to do with procrastinating. But finally, Sandy Blakeman got Glendora started, and she disinterred the Channel 9 Manchester, New Hampshire SS Glendora file. It was filled, it was a copying paper box, you know, the copy paper, reams of copy paper come in, and it was in the archives. And Sandy got it started. She didn't have time to pursue it. Then Dawn and Madeline came down and they looked through the file and they found the original pictures. All those cute little kids all dressed up in their little sailor's uniforms, little cap with a visor, and then their black tie and their white shirt and their black pants, and they had shoulder epaulets. It looked so cute. And sure enough, there was Leo. And I can see Leo's face just as vividly today as I could then. I remember exactly what he looked at and looked like. And there was a picture of him looking at Glendora that the photographer took. Glendora was not in the picture, but he was looking at her. Glendora was over by the camera. And I can see that dear little face. And I can see Roland Bilodeau, his buddy. They came every day to the show and worked and did good things after school. Well, Madeline got together, no, there was a duplicate set that Victoria had made and must have paid plenty of money for in New York, made from the originals. Boy, the originals. Wow. You'd let those out of the museum? No, it must have been some other arrangement. They aren't quite as good, but they're good. And so Madeline took those somewhere to get copies made and then completely forgot about them. And Glendora is assuming all the time that Madeline has mailed them. So here it is Christmas week and no pictures to Christine. So I apologized to her and she had to apologize to her dad and told her dad that this was the surprise that she was planning. Here her dad was, what, he'd be 65 or 70 years old by now. And then 2 or 3 days later, Madeline Chapin got up the impetus to go have those pictures made, and we mailed them to him after Christmas. So I told Christine, the daughter, to ask her daddy, Leo, the boy who had been on the show 70 years ago, to come over and see me. Come over and visit me, both of them. Where do they live now? In Shelton, Connecticut. Do you know where Shelton, Connecticut is? It's in the Naugatuck Valley. Do you know where the Naugatuck River is? It goes from Danbury to Bridgeport, Connecticut. It's a very important river. And the Housatonic also. Well, and Leo has called me a couple of times, and I think I played his conversation with you. one of them. There were 3 or 4. So that's all settled now, and I'm sorry that we missed the thrill of giving them to him as a Christmas present. But we can find other thrills to give him. When he sees the whole collection of pictures, that will be a thrill to him. It's pictures of the SS Glendora ship with the flags, you know. Now, there's a footnote to that story. He's lived in Shelton, Connecticut for about 15, 20 years. Here he is a great fan of the Glendora TV programs. For all the time that he's been living in Shelton, Connecticut, the Glendora TV show has been being cablecast over the public access television station in Seymour, Connecticut, which serves Shelton, and he didn't know it. What kind of failure of communication is that for cable TV public access? It comes from a closet and stays in a closet. Here it is on there ever since, I would say 2000. That's 20 years. Cablecast every week. A chat with Glendora. And Leo doesn't even know it's on his own cable TV system? What kind of lack of communication is that? You, Seymour. You, Glendora. You, Leo. You. Who's the company up there? It's Comcast. You, Comcast. You, Melissa Lennart, the public access coordinator up there. Okay. And what else was there to make sure you understood? You understand that 200 TV shows had to be made and posted by the 3rd week of January of this year, 2020. They had to be posted by and it's to about 40, 45 TV stations. First of all, they had the video had to be made, the video had to be edited, the archive had to be made, they had to be put on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter, and then duplicates of them had to be made for the different TV stations. And this started on December 2nd. That's the day that it starts. That you start doing them to get them out by the 3rd week of January. Well, they're done. The 200 of them are done. Are they all the same? No, they are not. You have a stack of DVDs, and it is the footage and the events of the month of October and November of 2019. That's going to be the content of the program. So you sit down and you're going to make 3 TV stations a day and 4 programs for each one. The first week, the second week, the third week, the fourth week, and then to be repeated on the second month. So did you make them all the same? No. You took one and you looked at it and you said, oh, that's a good program. You made a copy of it for those 3 TV stations of that day. And then you did a second week, a third week, and a fourth week. And your pile goes down and down. When you get to the bottom, you go around to the top of the pile and go again. So they are carefully selected. They are not just copies of the same 4 shows. Well, guess what? They were done. They were done in 22 days. They were done by the 22nd of December. And they weren't due until the 3rd week of January. So that's done. Did I tell you, or I think you knew, that the wild decision was made here at 91 and a half years old to run this huge TV enterprise, the Glendora TV enterprise, to run it without an assistant. without a Gregory. The decision was made. This was in June. Gregory left our world with, they said, a roaming blood clot at 57 years old on November 5th, June to November. 5 months later, after Glendora made the decision to do this enterprise solo. Thank you, Gregory, for your years. We've known each other since 2006. And he has been a tremendous help and the most versatile help I ever had. He could do anything, if you pushed him. He had a spark of genius, but he had ignition problems. But I'm thinking, maybe there was a sickness that took him at 57 years old may have been a sickness that kept him lethargic, that made him procrastinate, that made him not have the ambition, and that he had to be pushed. Good thing to think about. So, how have you come? Well, if the 200 programs got done, the 260 different, everyone different, vegan commercials to help the animals for 2018, 2019, 2020, and 2021. 260 of them are done. They are either at the editing stage with George Durnford in Portland, Oregon, or they are in the folder at Channel 6, CBS, Albany, Broadcast TV, ready to go. That got done. Glendora Vegetarian Club was maintained. The Glendora Museum is done except for another hour's work, waiting for good weather. The Lincolns are up to date. Both Lincolns are running. The 1980 Lincoln Continental Mark VI and the 1993 Lincoln Town Car. And all the other departments are all going except one, DC TV. And Julie has facilitated that. She's waiting for me to call her and tell her who the new person to take care of DC TV. I can't do that because it's a computer. Who the new person is going to be to take care of that. It could be George Durnford, it could be Amanda, it could be Chapin. We'll find out and decide which one. So all except for that, yes, it is functioning. Is it up to date? Fiercely, no. It's dragging. But a chat with Glendora, reports to you and getting reports from you, those are all up to date. As I say, the 200 programs are done a month ahead. And those programs will be cablecast in February and March. The video that are being done now, for instance, this video, is not until April, May. They won't be on the cable TV until April, May, but they will be on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter within the week. That's Chapin jobs to do the uploads. We bought the internet for Chapin at her house, so she could do the uploads at her house and not have to come to the TV studio, Happy House 3. Is that everything? Yes. Oh, a new thing called the Glendora Open Mic. That's a brand new thing that just started a year ago, about in March last year. And of course, listening to these journals, which are maybe 4, 5, 6 hours a day. Got any jokes, Glendora? What about the man who said there's nothing I wouldn't do for my brother and there's nothing my brother wouldn't do for me, and so we go through life doing nothing for each other? And the man who says if I have a heart transplant, I want the heart of my boss. It's never been used. And why was a baby shoe crying? His mother was a sneak and his daddy was a loafer. Teacher, say something about toadstools. Toadstools grow in damp places, and that's why they are shaped like umbrellas. Teacher, what was a cultural contribution of the Phoenicians? Phoenician blinds. What do you think of red dolly tamale? What do you think of red china? It's okay as long as it doesn't clash with the tablecloth. Dad, stop being so harsh on my new boyfriend. He has very few faults. Yes, but he makes the most of the ones that he has. Umbrella for sale by lady with 2 cracked ribs. ESP, the accountant said to the secretary. Page 2, ESP. Page 4, ESP. 9. Page 9, ESP. What's that? Error someplace. Secretary so fastidious that she proofread the Xerox copies. Clerk, I think the judge's mind is beginning to wander. Secretary, don't worry, it's too weak to go very far. He's a self-made man. He says he's a self-made man. He's nice to take the blame. And there's a town in Massachusetts named after you, Glendora. What? Marblehead. Have you heard of the new aftershave lotion for husbands over 65? It's called Old Spouse. Do you know what the cereal age is? You feel your corns more than you feel your oats. And you know you're getting old if everything doesn't work. Or everything hurts that works, and if it doesn't hurt, that means it's not working. Okie doke, folks. That's it for today, New Year's Day. Phony New Year's Day, 2020. Did I tell you that the Romans were so far off that they went a whole month without any dates at all to catch up? Okay. Breathe on you breath. No. Breathe on us breath of God. Fill us with life anew, that we may love as thou dost love, and do as thou wouldst do. Breathe on us breath of God, till we are wholly thine, until this earthly part of us glows with thy spirit divine. Okie doke, everybody. Grace and peace unto you and all of those you love. Helping others calls us. Over life's wild and restless sea. What makes a wild and restless sea? When you make the mistake of going selfish, separating yourself from everybody else, thinking you're better, and thinking you're worth more. You're not. We're all together. Jesus calls us o'er the tumult of life's wild and restless sea. Day by day his sweet voice calleth, answers, calleth, soundeth. Christian, follow me.